Hey, Quiz Donkey Crew, Donkey is back! Welcome to the General Knowledge Quiz. 100 questions, 20 special segments, and plenty of chances to test your brain. You'll get 10 seconds each round, so think fast and lock in your answer before time runs out. Like, subscribe, and let's go! What is the currency of Brazil? The Brazilian real. How many chromosomes does a typical human cell contain? It's 46, 23 pairs. In Roman numerals, what does the letter C represent? 100. C is for centum, Latin for hundred. What is the smallest country in the world by area? Vatican City, just 0.44 square kilometers. What color is the so-called black box on an aircraft? Orange, because it's easier to spot in wreckage. Pick one mystery gift, red, blue, or gold. The gold gift wins. Well played if you chose it. Who sculpted the Venus de Milo? Unknown, widely attributed to Alexandros of Antioch. What is the fear of spiders called? Arachnophobia, one of the most common phobias in the world. Which singer released the album 25 featuring the hit song Hello? Adele, released in 2015, broke streaming records instantly. In golf, what term is used for one stroke under par? Birdie, 2 under is an eagle. Roughly how many cups of coffee can 1 kilogram of beans make? Approximately 140 cups. Apple, banana, carrot, mango. Which one doesn't belong? Carrot, the only vegetable in the group. Who was the first president of the United States? George Washington, served from 1789 to 1797. How many times does the human heart beat in an average lifetime? Approximately 2.5 billion times. What gas do plants absorb from the atmosphere during photosynthesis? Carbon dioxide. They release oxygen in return. Which TV series features dragons and the Iron Throne? Game of Thrones, 8 seasons of drama. What is the world's most expensive spice by weight? Saffron, harvested by hand from crocus flowers. Would you rather travel to space or explore the deep ocean? Comment below. What ship sank on its maiden voyage in April 1912? The Titanic, April 15th, over 1,500 lives lost. In boxing, How many rounds are in a standard World Championship fight? Changed from 15 in 1982. What is the only mammal capable of sustained powered flight? The bat, the others only glide. In which city would you find the Louvre Museum? Home to the Mona Lisa. In which country is Machu Picchu located? Peru, built by the Inca Empire in the 15th century. What famous landmark or place do these emojis represent? France, Paris specifically. The Eiffel Tower, the flag, the croissant. Which sport uses a shuttlecock? Badminton, a feathered or plastic cork hit over a net. What is the name of Tony Stark's AI assistant in the Iron Man films? Jarvis, which was later replaced by Friday. Which two elements make up water? Hydrogen and oxygen. Which country has the most natural lakes in the world? Canada, where over 60% of the world's lakes are there. Which Shakespeare play features the line, "To be or not to be"? Hamlet, the most quoted line in all of literature. Choose door 1, door 2, or door 3. Only one has the prize. Door 2 has the prize. Hope you trusted your gut. Which country has the largest population in the world? India, it surpassed China in 2023. What is the Japanese rice wine called? Sake, which is brewed from fermented rice. Which empire was ruled by Genghis Khan? The Mongol Empire, the largest contiguous empire in history. What is the main ingredient in guacamole? Avocado, native to Mexico and Central America. How often are the Summer Olympic Games held? Every 4 years. True or false? Lightning is hotter than the surface of the sun? True. Lightning can reach 30,000 Kelvin. The sun's surface is around 5,500. What is the name of the coffee shop in the TV show Friends? Central Perk, the most famous fictional cafe ever. Which element has the atomic number 1? Hydrogen, first on the periodic table. How many minutes are in a full 24-hour day? 1,440 minutes. 60 times 24. What is is the name of the world's deepest lake? Lake Baikal, over 1,600 meters deep, in Russia. Which artist famously cut off part of his own ear? Vincent van Gogh in December 1888. Which animal is not real? Tiger, axolotl, or moonfish dragon? Moonfish dragon. The axolotl is very much real and very cute. In which year did the First World War end? November 11th, the 11th hour of the 11th day. Which city sits on two continents? Istanbul, Turkey, straddling Europe and Asia across the Bosphorus. Which blood type is known as the universal donor? Can be given to any patient. What is the name of the Italian dessert made with mascarpone and coffee-soaked biscuits? Tiramisu, meaning pick-me-up in Italian. In which fictional city does Batman live? Gotham City. Metropolis is Superman's turf. Flying, invisibility, or super speed? Which do you comment below? What percentage of the Earth's surface is covered by water? About 71%, nearly 3/4 of the planet. In which sport would you find a googly? Cricket, a deceptive spin delivery that turns the opposite way. Who wrote the novel 1984? George Orwell, published 1949, still chillingly relevant. In which year did Neil Armstrong first walk on the moon? 1969, July 20th, Apollo 11. What is the distance of a marathon in kilometers? 42.195 kilometers, or 26.2 miles. I am a famous tower in Paris. What am I? The Eiffel Tower, built in 1889 and still standing tall. Which pop star is known as the Queen of Pop? Madonna, the title she's held since the 1980s. What is the tallest animal in the world? The giraffe, up to 6 meters tall. What type of pastry is used to make a traditional eclair? Choux pastry, light, hollow, and filled with cream. What is the hardest natural substance on Earth? Diamond, a perfect 10 on the Mohs scale. Which ocean is the largest? The Pacific Ocean, bigger than all land on Earth combined. Is Mount Everest higher or lower than 8,000 meters? It stands at 8,849 meters, the roof of the world. Which classic novel begins with the line, "Call me Ishmael"? Moby Dick by Herman Melville, published 1851. Who was the Egyptian queen that famously allied with Julius Caesar? Cleopatra, one of the most powerful rulers of the ancient world. Which planet in our solar system has the most moons? Saturn, 146 confirmed moons as of 2024. Still counting. How many bones are in the adult human body? 206. We're born with more. They fuse as we grow. Which Disney film features a mermaid named Ariel? The Little Mermaid, Disney classic from 1989. Box A, Box B, or Box C, which one has the jackpot? Box B has the jackpot. Nice if you went with your instincts. From which country does the cheese Gouda originate? The Netherlands, named after the city of Gouda. What was the name of the first artificial satellite launched into space? Sputnik 1, launched by the Soviet Union in October 1957. What is the capital city of Australia? Canberra, purpose-built to settle the Sydney versus Melbourne rivalry. How many Grand Slam tennis tournaments are held each year? 4 Australian Open, French Open, Wimbledon, US Open. Which American author wrote The Great Gatsby? F. Scott Fitzgerald, published 1925. Can you identify the animal or object from this silhouette alone? The answer was the elephant. That outline is unmistakable. Which country is the origin of the dish sushi? Japan, though it has ancient roots in Southeast Asia. How long does it take for light from the sun to reach Earth? About 8 minutes and 20 seconds. What art movement did Salvador Dali belong to? Surrealism, melting clocks and dreamlike imagery. Who played Jack Dawson in the 1997 film Titanic? Leonardo DiCaprio, the role that made him a global superstar. What is the only sport to have been played on the moon? Golf. Alan Shepard hit 2 balls during Apollo 14 in 1971. Pizza or burgers? Drop your pick in the comments right now. What force keeps planets in orbit around the sun? Gravity. Newton figured it out in 1687. On which continent is the Amazon rainforest found? South America, spanning 9 countries. Which U.S. president was assassinated in Dallas in 1963? John F. Kennedy, November 22, 1963. Which composer wrote the Moonlight Sonata? Ludwig van Beethoven, composed in 1801. What mountain range separates Europe and Asia? The Ural Mountains, running through Russia for over 2,500 kilometers. Which answer appeared earlier in this quiz? France, Brazil, or Japan? France. It came up in the emoji round. Were you paying attention? Which ancient wonder was located in Alexandria, Egypt? The Lighthouse of Alexandria, one of the tallest structures of the ancient world. Which country has won the most FIFA World Cups? Brazil. 5 titles, 1958, 1962, 1970, 1994, and 2002. How many sides does a hexagon have? 6. Hex means 6. Honeycomb cells are hexagons. Which spice gives curry its distinctive yellow color? Turmeric contains a compound called curcumin. What is the powerhouse of the cell? The mitochondria. The meme is accurate. Choose left, middle, or right chest. The middle chest wins. Solid choice. What is the highest grossing film franchise of all time? The Marvel Cinematic Universe. Over 30 films and counting. What is the national sport of Japan? Sumo wrestling, though baseball is hugely popular too. What color is the Incredible Hulk? He is green. Gamma radiation turns him big and mean. Which Roman emperor famously fiddled while Rome burned? Nero. Though fiddling is likely a myth, the violin didn't exist yet. Which fruit is known as the king of fruits in Southeast Asia? Durian, famous for its powerful smell. You either love it or you don't. Kangaroos, koalas, and the Great Barrier Reef. Which country am I describing? Australia. That one should have been quick. Who wrote the novel Frankenstein? Mary Shelley. Published in 1818. She was just 18 when she wrote it. If traveling at the speed of sound, roughly, what is your speed in kilometers per hour? Approximately 1,235 kilometers per hour at sea level. Which country is home to the Great Barrier Reef? Australia, off the coast of Queensland. What does SOS officially stand for? Nothing officially. It was chosen purely for its simple Morse pattern. What nationality was Pablo Picasso? Spanish. Born in Malaga in 1881. Ocean, river, mountain, lake. Which one doesn't belong? Mountain. The rest are all bodies of water. What is the speed of light approximately? Around 300,000 kilometers per second, the universal speed limit. Which video game franchise features a plumber named Mario? Super Mario by Nintendo, one of the most iconic characters in gaming. Which is the longest river in the world? The Nile. Still holds the title, though the Amazon is right behind it. Which country did Adolf Hitler originally come from? Austria, born in Braunau am Inn in 1889. Which nut is used to make marzipan? Almond, ground into a paste with sugar. Rank these from smallest to largest: Earth, Moon, Sun. Moon, Earth, Sun. The Sun is over 1 million times the volume of Earth. In which sport would you perform a slam dunk? Basketball, arguably the most exciting play in the game. Is the most spoken language in the world by native speakers? Mandarin Chinese, over 900 million native speakers. In which museum would you find the Elgin marbles? The British Museum in London. What type of bean is used to make hummus? Chickpea, also known as the garbanzo bean. In which sport can you win the wooden spoon? Rugby, the unofficial prize for finishing last in the Six Nations. What do these emojis represent? A bee. The bee, the honey, and the flower it pollinates. The Sahara Desert covers most of which continent? Africa, the largest hot desert in the world. What phenomenon causes the sky to appear blue? Rayleigh scattering. Blue light scatters more than other wavelengths. In which year did the Berlin Wall fall? (1989), November 9th, one of the defining moments of the 20th century. A group of lions is called a what? A pride, one of the best collective nouns in the animal kingdom. In the movie Home Alone, what is the name of the kid left behind? Kevin McAllister, played by Macaulay Culkin. Which topic was your strongest? Science, geography, animals, or history? Drop it in the comments. 120 questions and 20 special segments down, don't forget to subscribe for the next quiz.